Summit meetings between world leaders in an alliance provide time for more intimate bilateral engagements that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. just loves to exploit. Hence, for this latest ASEAN leaders gathering, he took time to touch base with the Vietnamese and Lao PDR leaders. That turned out productively. PTV senior correspondent Kenneth Paciente tells us more.
The bilateral meeting of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Lao PDR Prime Minister Sonese Sifandon at the sidelines of the 42nd ASEAN Summit in Indonesia was significant. In that meeting, the two leaders agreed on stronger relations between the two countries, especially in the health, education, and trade sector. The two leaders also agreed to cooperate with other ASEAN leaders to achieve general benefits for countries in the region. The president also took pride in the contribution of overseas Filipino workers in Lao PDR, most of them teachers. President Marcos also mentioned in the meeting the strong healthcare system in the Philippines that was tested by the pandemic. But the president insisted that aside from the healthcare sector, the Philippines and Lao PDR can still strengthen the aspect of education, as well as the professional exchanges of workers, especially that there's a big similarity between the Philippines and Lao PDR that can be considered as both countries' advantage. The Prime Minister meanwhile extended the invitation of the Lao PDR President to President Marcos for a state visit, and the President also invited them to visit the Philippines. According to the President, although the relationship between the two countries has been long, it can be strengthened, especially now that the economy of the ASEAN countries is recovering after the pandemic. The two countries are scheduled to discuss trade and investment issues during the visit of Lao officials to the Philippines. The bilateral meeting of the President with Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh also focused on cooperation in trade and investment, agriculture, and tourism. Here, the President pointed out that the relationship between the two countries should be further developed, that is not just limited to rice trade. President Marcos also sees Vietnam as a partner in the rehabilitation of the tourism sector in the country, as this is where both countries can draw strength. The Prime Minister assured that they will try to continue the supply of products to the Philippines to maintain good relations between the two countries. President Marcos also had a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Timor-Leste and attended other ASEAN meetings earlier before returning home to the Philippines. Kenneth Paciente for The Nation.